everyone, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report or Scoop News. As you guys know, every holiday I like to put out some meaning, either a quote or information on what the holiday is all about. Today, it's the 4th of July, as we know. And as most of you know, it's almost light here. It's 7, just after 7. So here at the North Jetty, where the fireworks will be seen from the Venice side of South Jetty, the beach is probably already taken all the barbecue spots, and the beaches will be backpacked today. Basically, they set up the tents, and they're out there all day long to watch the fireworks, and it gets packed out at the beaches. So we're all out there, all Americans, celebrating the 4th of July, and it's a massive historical significance event in the country. And why do we celebrate it? And that's what I always like to cover when we come to these holidays. Why do we celebrate the 4th of July? Why do we celebrate Christmas Day? All that different stuff. The 4th of July is a significant holiday, as we all know, within the United States. But why? Why is this a national holiday? Why is this significant? Because it celebrates the Declaration of Independence, which was, they say, adopted 4th of July, 1776. There's some other issues that go into that, but it was basically adopted by the 13 colonies of America, right? We declared ourselves, themselves, if you want to say, from being no longer part of that British Empire, the tyranny of the British. We had 13 colonies back there, and Delaware, Pennsylvania, Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Bay, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, and the Providence plantations. I had to actually write that down because there's no way I could remember all 13 colonies. I'm not that good. I'm really not. The relationship between the settlers and the British was mostly amicable at most times, but then tensions began to escalate as the British began to impose laws and taxes like the Sugar Act on the colonies. The tensions sometimes would erupt into some major dissent, some fighting, not unlike what we're seeing out on these protests. Like, where's that protest yesterday? Was it in Portland? I think in Portland in the last few days with Antifa and some other groups. So you see that. The Tea Party is that version of it back in 1773. Or stuff like the Coercive Acts, where they came out with what many termed or deemed to be the Intolerable Acts. It took power away from colonies like the semi-autonomous Massachusetts. So the Continental Congress, they got together, the 13 colonies, the Congress came together. They had a couple meetings. At the second meeting in 1775, the War of Independence against Britain was declared. We were going all out. And it's funny, you always think everyone was involved in that. But from what I've seen, I can't remember the exact percentage. I want to say only 2%. I know it was less than 10% of the colonists rose up against the tyranny of the British. I didn't realize it was such a small amount of people. So the next year, the Declaration of Independence, it was signed by 56 reps. We all know, Thomas Jefferson and all those guys, okay? And the 13 self-styled states, representatives from them came out there. They did it. Congress basically came in, made the day an unpaid national holiday for federal workers back in 1870. And in 1938, it became a paid holiday across the country. And that's why we go out and we see the fireworks to celebrate our break from the tyranny of the old British government. And it's always important to remember that stuff. I'll put one up today. It's always funny when you see Mark Dice. He does this man on the street thing. He goes out and he'll ask, okay, why are we celebrating this? Why are we celebrating Memorial Day? And he'll say, yeah, we're out here, we're celebrating Memorial Day for that great surfer. And he goes into this bullshit line, and the people say, oh yeah, and they come up and say, yeah, we need to praise them. And it's like they have no idea why we're celebrating the holiday. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm sure he's got one for the 4th of July. I don't know. But if there is one, I'll put it up because it always makes me laugh at the ignorance of many of us Americans. All right, everybody, this has been Francesco Abbruzzino. Hopefully you're out there. I myself have got a few hours of work. And then I think I'm told that we have to choose between two parties tonight that we're going to. All right, everyone, have a great day.